I've been away just for a few days, so while I was away a few bits have arrived. So I've got the 3/4 inch pipe nipple for the snorkel valve and the 2-inch pipe nipple for the flood valve. So I'm going to fit both of these today. They are both Schedule 80 BSP taper. Now, actually, the one I want to do first is the snorkel valve, which is going to go here. I'm just doing it the same as it is on the for the K350. To be honest, it works really well. I did think about putting it in the tower actually, so you could have a long snorkel poking up, but there's no need. So it can go here. So I'm going to it's actually going to go this side, fit that in. Now, I don't have a annular cutter of this size, and I'm not sure I'd be able to get it on there. I probably could, but anyway, I'm just going to plasma cut this out, and then this will be ready then to send off. I'm going to put the bucket underneath so I don't damage the walkway. I suppose I won't be able to see it. Right, really want to try and get this one as neat as possible, because it's going to be difficult to grind. So, no Mr. Wobbly. I do it in 2 goes. 1, 2. Or 1 is what I meant. Yeah, it's not bad. A little noggin there. Just going to knock that out. Yeah, okay, pretty good. I'm very tempted to just try and gouge out a little bit. Just try one tiny bit. Treat. Right. That's delightful. Right. Let's try again with that. Bucket's under again so I don't damage it. Damage the walkway is what I'm thinking about. I'm just going to try and bevel this a bit. well, that one weren't quite as neat, but it'll save me a lot of grinding. So that was really good, that. So that's ready to go in. I can just weld that straight in now. I can get through, almost through with that one, and then I'm just going to do this with the stick now. And this one I've ground this as well. If I just put the light on, so you can see now. That's ground ready. It's ground beveled on both sides, this one actually. So that plasma gouging trick worked really well. Well, I haven't done that before. Done here, levelled this up on the bench. That is assuming that the bench is level. Well, it doesn't matter for this bit, but that's level, and this is now level, but that's to do, the bench is level. So I've just sort of wiggled the 2-inch barrel nipple, or whatever it is, whatever you call it, into position. And I want more thread sticking out on the inside, because that's the business area. This side, it doesn't really matter. I could actually put it right up to the thread, but I don't need to, and it might be handy to have the thread on this side. I don't know what for, but you never know, might need to cap it or something for something. So I'm gonna leave it about there, which I think looks about right, and I'm gonna weld it in. I'm trying to make a real effort not to pull out of the joint and scratch across the threads here, which I have a bit of a habit of doing. When I come off of the joint, I tend to come up and I catch the side of it. Now, most of the time it doesn't matter, but in this case I've got to be really careful, and I shouldn't do it anyway. So that is sort of taking it flush to the surface, and then I can do another just a straightforward fillet on that on the other side, on this side, and then finish the other side. 3 passes. Well, I think I've done 2 root passes from both sides, because this is something like 13mm thick. So I've gone 2 passes to fill it, and then I've done a 3 pass straightforward, three beads, 3 stringers to complete the joint. I actually thought I'd finished, but I've got one more run to do on this yet. So this is a little bit on the hot side of things at the moment, so I'm going to just let it cool down for a bit, and then I've just got to do one final stringer run all the way around. And so far I've managed to do it without catching the threads, but there's still time. Okay, so that's the inside finished as well. I did manage to get all the way around that without catching the threads, which was good. I did catch it there on the inside, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so loads to do today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fit a modification to my airline, which isn't very interesting, so I'm going to do that first. Then I'm going to do a test on the my scrubber. I want to test this radial scrubber now with a different fan arrangement, so I'm going to do that. And I also want to make a start on the welding the variable tank parts together, because I'm getting somewhere with those, and I've got to pack up the tower onto a pallet, which I've forgotten, and get that packed up and sent away for machining, which I'm going to do next week. So let's get on with it. So I've got this, my compressor is inside this box. The idea was that the compressor lives in the box and it's sort of soundproofed a little bit, but it doesn't really work very well. It does deaden the sound. The sound is supposed to be for the neighbour who's right next door, across through that wall, but it doesn't deaden the sound that much, and it also gets hot, so I have to leave the lid open, which defeats the object, and it's also really inconvenient for draining the compressor. Plus, I used or wasted all of this swage lock stuff here for the pipes, which I need to recycle because I don't want to be using this really expensive high pressure equipment on this. I mean, I can just do it a different way, so that's what I'm going to do. This is my continuing scrubber experiments. So what I'm going to do, this is a new fan, and it's a really good quality one, and it's one that one of the other guys uses in the club, so it's the same one, and he's had good results with it, so he tells me. So what I'm going to do is test. I'm going to do the same test as I did last time, just to see how quick it can reduce the CO2 down with various different elements. The one I really want to try is the rebreather one, but I'm going to test this one first, seeing as I went to the trouble of making it. So I get rid of this old stuff first. Try not to breathe that. Now this one I lined it with this like really fine mesh and a couple of pipe cleaners just to hold it still, but right, so I think the first one I'll do, I'm going to use this 2 to 5 mil granules of sodium hydroxide. This is a brand new bottle, but it's out of date, so I don't know whether it's going to be quite as effective. Let's use this piece of cork, neoprene cork gasket. I don't know if that's necessary, if it's going to even do anything. There, right. Let's swish it on. Do it up. This is another thing I don't overly happy with, the way that this screws in. It'd be better off with a strap or some sort, actually holding it really tight. In fact, I might put one on just because. Okay, so actually not bad. Let's test it out. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is actually just check I'm all right with oxygen. Those are my levels, just running through a test. That's saying how many months it's got to go, so I'm at the correct level of oxygen. I'm also going to switch this other one on. Let's get that shut. So the other lens is a little bit better in this sort of situation because I've got a wide angle on the go. So 145, 1444, whatever, 1400 parts per million. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the scrubber on. Let's just sit it there on the floor. Should have a little light. Right. I've got no filter on that. Oh, don't stick your finger in the fan. I've got no filter on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out, I'm going to put this by the window like I did before. And then I'm going to actually squirt CO2 in with this bottle because I can't be bothered to sit in here and wait for it. And try and take it up to about 10,000 and then see how quick it comes down. Now, I actually haven't got out yet because I was just quite amazed that this is actually coming down here. Maybe this has cracked it. So, I was going to get out, but I haven't. I've just been sat in here. I've been in here about 10 minutes, and it started off at 1,400, something like that, and literally it's just dropping down. This is just unbelievable. With me in it, has slowed down, admittedly, on its. See, like that went up a bit. Oxygen, I'm keeping a close eye on oxygen because I haven't got any flow in. So I'm at 21.3, that is saying. And this one's, I've got 2 oxygen monitors. This one is just still showing the 8 months. In fact, I'll prove it works by breathing into it. Gone down to less than 7,000 now, still dropping. I'm going to call this a huge success. We cracked it here with this this particular fan and this scrubber material. This scrubber material was 2018 as well, so it's out of date. It's certainly doing the trick. I'm going to call it a day, so we'll switch that off. Definite success there. In fact, let's just see, just prove a point without the scrubber. Sit in here for a minute, you know, just sort of prove that I haven't left the bathroom window open or something like that, and that's why it's coming down. Right, so just literally a couple of minutes and it's already creeping straight back up again. So I've got to get out, otherwise I'm going to sit in here all day, like marvelling at how good this is. So the switch oxygen off there, put these sensors away. Right, so that was absolutely unbelievable to me, for it to be holding CO2 to that level. I've never had it, ever that good. So let's put that down as a huge success. And what I'm going to do is put this back into a new container. Right, so I've been rummaging around in the box of bits. What I'm trying to actually do is avoid using up these pipe nipples, which were quite expensive. And I've only got 2 of these half-inch ones left. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the tube that goes through out of this. This is 300 bar 316 stainless pipe that I bought by accident years ago. It's come in really handy for various things. So I'm going to weld that through in the dog leg shape for the inlet.
So here's just a quick view of the design. So this is the water inlet there. This is the high pressure air inlet, and this is the vent. It's very simple. And if I just quickly switch that on, then you can see the dog leg, which basically allows the water to be expelled from the very bottom of the tank.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these two elbows, and I'm going to weld the elbow as tight onto the pipe as I can there. That will give me the connection then through to the valve. So that's the two inlets. For the two outlets, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just weld a piece of this is 300 bar seamless swage lock tube. I'm going to weld a piece straight through like that, and then I can use a straight to connect and go up to the vent. So that's for the vent. Then I'm going to need a high pressure blow, and I've rummaging around in my box. I found these two weld on 6mm swage lock fittings, so which I've ordered for something I never used. So I might as well use those up. Right, cut the pieces. That's going to go through there. That's going to go on there. I need to just join these together, so I'm going to cut these at 45 degrees, weld them together, drill a hole. I can see some grinding coming up as well. Right, I've just welded those two together, so I've got to drill some holes now. Right, the plasma let me down here. It just won't get through, it's too thick. This is something like 12mm. It might have done it if I'd be able to start at an edge or drilled a hole, but it's just not happening. So the acetylene cutter would get through it, I'll tell you that. You know, just saying. Let's I think we're down to manual monkey. So finally I've just done this. I've gone at this with the die grinder. Gone at it with the die grinder, and I'm finally there, so that's going to go like that. Did want to weld that in today, but I'm not going to have a chance now. Die grinder is like a tool of last resort as far as I'm concerned. I'll finish it off tomorrow.